Here with you on the pod this Thursday morning. It's January 22nd. Got James back.
Yes.
From your school visit. You're setting up residency now.
Yes.
Where?
Spencerport.
Spencerport.
Yes.
What's the name of the school?
Rangers.
Was it Burnaby?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Their mascot's the Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bear. Burnaby Elementary School. I tell you, this fills my cup up so much, man.
Yeah.
It really does. Just the whole, like, working with kids, talking with kids, seeing their excitement about the weather. It's like, you know, the doldrums of this job, it's like a lot of other jobs. It's, yes, the weather is different all the time, but it can be the same Monday through Friday. And you get into kind of a rut. And then I do stuff like this, and you just see the excitement on kids, and it really does. It brings me joy.
It just changes it up. And you get interesting questions. And you surprised us with this one on our morning show when they said, we were like, we always ask, what was the best question or oddest, most unique? And what a kid asked you?
They got a little personal.
Yeah.
I got asked what my age was, what my favorite drink was.
Oh.
And then I heard one kid go, beer. It's because they're third graders.
What'd you say?
I said water.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, ice cold. Yeah,
right, ice cold. Yeah, I was laughing. I said water. Water's fine. And then one kid asked me what my favorite country was outside the United States, and so I'm thinking, what do I go like?
Never got that one before.
No, never. And I'll go to Croatia, Canada, or do something weird, like something weird. African country or something. So I just random spit out Portugal. And then the crowd goes wild. It was 3 classrooms, you know, so like a big crowd, you know, 20, 25 kids in each class.
Yeah.
So probably 60 to 75 kids. And they all just like erupted. I'm like, what? Is there like Portugal fans here? I was thinking maybe it's like soccer fans or something.
Maybe it's like they're Cristiano Ronaldo fans.
Yeah,
That's how
I
they
think
know.
so.
Maybe so. Maybe during the World Cup they'll be wearing those jerseys this summer. That's fun.
And
That's
then
fun.
one of the girls was like, so she's like, how much do you like Portugal? And I'm like, I was like, not as much as you think.
It's like the one when all the other kids are going crazy. There's just one just kind of sitting there
she's
staring.
like, does he really?
But do you like it? Do you love it?
Yeah, I was like, no.
Kinda
It's
like
it's so funny though. It's just the random things that kids ask. So there's 4 elementary schools in Spencerport. I love them. I've been doing Spencerport for years. And no offense, but it was worth doing that instead of the podcast.
I got it. Listen.
And Riley came in, which I'm super happy about.
She
She had
did.
interest in talking, and she's always got something to say. Does a great job here, so that's cool to get her here.
That was our assignment. Desk manager during the morning and days was here yesterday, just talking about the jobs. And she described herself as kind of a train conductor.
Sure.
And I was like, yes, but this is like when a train is rocking on the rails and there's so much going on both sides and you're trying to like manage everything in a newsroom.
Sure.
And the day starts with like 400 emails.
It's insane.
And that's what it is. And like sorting through what to do.
Yeah.
But it was fun to have a guest here.
Life is full of priorities. My
Yep.
wife and I talk about this all the time. It's like priorities. That's what's important. What are the priorities? What are the number one things like in your personal life that you want to do, in your home life, the day to day, the week to week, the month to month, the year to year? And she every day has to deal with priorities. What's the priority of the newsroom? What are the resources? What do we
Good
take
way to
care
live.
of first? You know,
Compartmentalize and kind of keep it going. For the show today, really two big things.
Yeah.
All this weather,
Yes.
not just with us, half the country,
Yeah.
and the Pagula Bean press conference. So we'll do it in that order, the weather stuff to come, because there is a big one on the way. And the story here for me is that my dad and my stepmom live in Memphis. And I had planned to go see him. He's been going through some health issues, battling lung cancer, and knock on wood, doing okay, not spreading, going through treatments. But it's been a while since I've been there, and I wanted to go see him. So 3-4 months ago, I booked this trip, and it just happened this weekend in January. I was like, I'm going to go. It was going to be 3 days, Friday to Sunday. And about a week and a half ago, this when I started seeing the rumblings on social media and stuff about this, there's a big storm, like snow, ice for the southeast. And it's, the days keep going. And I was like, I don't know about this. And so I didn't cancel anything. And then like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday got here, and my algorithm on Twitter got all screwed up because I just started searching all these meteorologists. And, they love throwing out the most extreme models. And I'm looking at 18, 26 inches of snow for Memphis.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this would shut down this place, let alone that.
Yeah.
And then it became, all right, people, it may be rain, sleet, or ice.
Yeah.
And there's this kind of dividing line, and it was right at the border with Tennessee and Mississippi, and everyone's watching it each week. And I kept looking, and I wanted to bring this question up to you because we're like, where's the first map coming out for like totals of things we're looking at?
Sure.
And a lot of meteorologists, it's kind of like 3 days. Like that's when we can like, so what is it about that? About getting to that point before you put out something?
So it depends. It's obviously case by case,
Yeah.
right? Which is kind of a lame answer, I guess. But for us, we started seeing snow. Well, I'll do Rochester and then I'll kind of do like a zoom out. For Rochester, we're probably getting snow Sunday night and into Monday. It's probably going to be a half a foot or more. And that's like our base. And I'm going to use that as a base. I've seen up to 12. I've seen up to 15 inches-ish. That kind of seems like the upper range as well. So that's kind of like your boom bust. I'd say like 4 inches to 15, anywhere in that range, probably in the middle. And our confidence went up on Wednesday, and that's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
That's when you have the American model and the European model both showing the same thing. That's a great sign. Canadian model, put that in there, showing the same thing. When you have the ensemble of models, because we can run 50 at the same time, and they're all showing kind of the same thing, that's when we can say, for us, it's easy. It's going to be 15 degrees. It's all snow. Where it gets tricky is areas like Memphis, like in Kentucky, like in the Carolinas, like in Virginia, when you have a surface temperature at 31, 30, 29, 28, you have 40 degrees aloft, and then you have very cold air above that. So you're talking precipitation type, and that has a huge, huge impact. So honestly, we're saying 3 to 5 days out. I have confidence that it's going to be a big snowstorm. Check the box.
Yeah.
We're done. Now it's just figuring out how much snow we get. So from that standpoint, I'm like happy with Rochester and where our forecast is. Now that could obviously change, but where you get down to, I don't know 2 days in advance. I don't know 1 day in advance. I don't know 12 hours in advance is when you get the line of precipitation type moving north and south within a few hours. And so you can have an area like Memphis where it gets a ton of freezing rain because the temperature at the surface is just cold enough. You have the layer of air that's cold enough, or not cold enough necessarily, where it rains on the ground and it freezes over. Or the layer gets a little bit thicker and it's actually sleet. So you might not really know until it actually happens. And that's what the frustrating thing is about these forecasts. And one last thing I want to say, which is I think is interesting, is I have more confidence in the area-wide snow that we're going to get Sunday and into Monday than I do with the lake effect Friday.
Tomorrow.
We're getting lake effect snow tomorrow,
Yeah.
and Webster could get half a foot of snow.
I know.
But I don't know. I don't know yet because it could be a little bit further south.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Rochester, not Webster. Maybe it's Pulteneyville, Sodus.
Yeah.
Less confidence in tomorrow's forecast than I do
Then for
Sundays.
Sunday
Isn't that
into
funny?
Monday. This is the example, and I know I'm talking about my story and where I'd be going, but we see these types of maps, and that was it. Like Memphis right in the middle, like the dividing line. Like my family in Mississippi, like when you're talking inch and a half of ice, yikes, like outages, shut down everything.
Yeah, that's bad.
And what I was judging was I had an early flight scheduled for tomorrow morning. I was like, I'm going to get there just fine. Sunday, I was leaving kind of mid-morning. I was like, it might be okay. It was just Saturday of all I was going to do was just hang out with my dad. But if we were driving anywhere or doing anything, would it be just a mess? Because 3 to 4 inches there is like a foot and a half here.
And coming back on Sunday might be tricky because
Yeah.
we'll be in the snow.
And then I saw this and I was like, even the Rochester airport, we'll see. So what I did was these airlines, they don't want to deal with it. So they're like, they're going to be no extra charges, move your flight anytime. So I slid it 3 weeks to Valentine's Day weekend.
Nice.
No charge there. Refund on the hotel. Had to make a decision on that last night. So all good to go. But
There you go. I'm glad you didn't.
I'm feeling good.
You didn't take any financial loss.
No, did not. And it was I did the flights. I was like, let's try next weekend, and it was like $400 or $500 extra on top of the $350 I already paid. The next weekend it was like another $250, and then it settled into the average flight prices for each one. And I'm literally on the same times, the same flights that they run
that's
all
funny.
the time. I was gonna have that.
What you working tomorrow?
I did. I texted Ron and Rory, our boss.
I hope the answer is no.
I said I will be here tomorrow.
Oh, come on.
I
You didn't
know.
want to just use it?
Save
already
the
there.
day.
Yeah,
I'll
I
move
guess so.
it. But then we found out we got to figure out a babysitter situation, and it was either Steph would be off maybe or me. And
Yeah, that's true.
But I think we got it covered. So we'll be here for the pod.
There
Well,
you go.
so,
I was
yes.
ready. I was ready to do it solo.
I've had
if I
a lot
needed
of time
to.
off. And the other story with this, the Bills firing Sean McDermott.
Yeah, sure.
And this came out Monday morning on the holiday, and then we're all wondering, when's the end of the year presser with Brandon Beane?
Mm-hmm.
Might we hear from Terry Pagula? And we got the notice on Tuesday. They're like, media availability, 10 o'clock Wednesday morning. And I immediately message our bosses. I'm like, we got to take this on air, like
Yeah.
on TV. Live streaming, we'll do it on this app, on the website. We do that with all types of press conferences, investigations, things like that. Like, this is a big deal. Like, let's cut in and do it. And they're like, let's go. And I was thinking, I'm going to go anchor this. We're going to get a statement from Pagula, and Bean will probably handle most of it. I'm like, this is going to be 15, 20 minutes.
Yes.
Boy, it was not. So this thing ran.
How long did it go? Yeah.
It was about 50, 55 minutes, I think.
Oh, my God.
It was just before 11.
Well, people were licking their chops, right? They
Yes.
were expecting to get, I think, fireworks from it, and that they definitely got it.
Yeah, and they just addressed everything. And I was trying to think of a way to describe that press conference as I was watching, and it was just kind of surreal, kind of bizarre because of the different ways that it went.
How they were answering and like,
Yeah, and the big thing that came out was Terry Pagula mentioned, he was asked, why did you make this decision?
right.
And he pointed to the loss Saturday.
Right.
Exactly that. Not that this was building for a couple of weeks. I was considering it. Depending on what happened, it was literally that. And here's some of the response.
My decision to bring in a new coach was based on the results of our game in Denver. I want to take you in the locker room after that game. I looked around. First thing I noticed was our quarterback with his head down, crying.
On that, so he says he made the decision then, and Josh Allen was obviously almost unconsolable. And I
Yeah.
saw a lot of
Didn't even
NFL
talk to
reporters
him.
saying that locker room was just different than some of the teams that have lost in big games, even
Yeah.
in playoffs, that
Right.
it was just everything came crashing down. He said that he did not give Allen a heads up about the firing. Told him
Right.
after. He said he would keep that conversation between the two of them. And then there was also this talk from a lot of fans online because Brandon Beane not only stayed, he got the promotion to president of football operations. Was this some sort of power move for him to stay and get the new title and force McDermott out?
Right.
And here's that response.
I'm the kind of guy, if I sense you're on a power play, you're out.
Okay.
I don't like power play people.
He owns a hockey team, power play.
We
Yeah.
have an
Anyway.
organization we work together, but any sense at all that he was on a power play, he would have been gone.
Those are harmful things that, I walk in the door and my wife's got tears coming down her face for stuff like that. And I'm going to damn try hard to win a Super Bowl here. I am. But for somebody to question my character like that, it is BS.
They also spoke about this play, which you and I both do agree was a pick.
Yeah, and I refer to Thad Brown, the sports
He
expert, who
said the
that
same thing.
It was an interception.
Yeah.
Did not have control as he came down with the ball. Who came up with it? The Broncos.
Yeah.
Ball never touched the ground, so it can't be incomplete. Somebody caught it. Who had complete control of the ball at the end of the play?
Yeah.
Broncos.
Pagula didn't make the decision on the play. I mean, it was part of the outcome of the game, the Bills and Josh Allen, the turnovers and everything. But he said it was just that he felt that they were hitting a playoff wall.
Yeah.
And that they had to make a change. Didn't think McDermott could get them to that next spot. Because he talked about he ran off the seeding numbers. It was some weird combination
Yeah,
of like
5,
2,
3,
1, 3, 1.
Right.
Do you know what those numbers are? It was kind of odd. to
Yeah,
ask
and
the
then he was
reporters
like, I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
And he's waiting for
And he's
a
like,
response.
those were the seedings. But the Bills are also the first team to win a game in the playoffs for 6 straight years and still not make it to the Super Bowl in those seasons.
Right.
And then there was all of a sudden Keon Coleman gets brought into this
Yes.
because Brandon Beane was asked, and they were kind of getting, the reporters, they were great in the press conference from all the outlets, and they were asking about, did McDermott have enough on the team? The roster decisions to actually make it to a Super Bowl. The wide receiving core came up. Keon Coleman, who had off the field issues, showing up late to meetings and being benched a couple of times. And Pegula said, let me answer that. And to summarize, he said the coaching staff pushed to draft him. And he was like, he wasn't the next highest up on
Defending
Beane's
Beane.
draft board, but he was a team player. And he's still on the roster. And then a couple of minutes later, they get back around to Beane saying, I've got confidence in Coleman, kind of having his back. It was just, it went on and on a bit for that. And Keon Coleman started trending with that yesterday. So
Yeah, and what, like, really? Like, this is what we've come down to?
I know.
Arguing over a wide receiver position.
I know.
Like, the guy scored a touchdown in the game. You know what I mean? Like,
he got tossed under the bus.
he had a
yesterday.
great play
I
to
know.
get that touchdown. So, this just reminds me, let's just go back in time here briefly. It's 9:16.
We're fine.
Marv Lever gets hired in 1986. Wins a lot of AFC championship games. Eventually, you go to Wade Phillips in 1998, promoted from the defensive coordinator. He gets fired. Greg Williams in 2001. Mike Malarkey in 2004. Dick Duran, 2006. Perry Fewell, 2009. Chan Gailey, 2010. Doug Marrone, 2013,
Remember that?
from Syracuse. Rex Ryan, after Marrone opted out in 2015. Anthony Lynn, interim coach when Rex Ryan left in 2016. And then McDermott in 2017. Talk about a coaching carousel.
Yeah. That almost sounds like Cleveland Browns of naming all those names.
And then McDermott since 2017.
Yeah.
And all these playoff wins, like, clearly you've found success.
Yeah, and it was just, usually when we hear these firings coming, just what the Ravens just did with Steve Bisciotti firing John Harbaugh, who landed in New York. At his press conference, he had said he'd been thinking about it for a bit, and they asked him, had they beaten Pittsburgh and made it to the playoffs, would Harbaugh still be the coach? And he's like, for another week.
Right.
And it was hard, but this was just for one game. And then on that, here's some Bills Mafia reaction.
Sometimes you don't always make it. Sometimes you do. We got a fabulous team, and I don't think that Coach McDermott let us down at all.
I don't think this game should have been the result of firing him. If Sean was a lousy coach, I could see it, but he wasn't. He was a great coach.
I think you should have talked to some players and took a little more time. 36 hours, I mean, that's like changing your shirt to the next one. You know what I'm saying?
I love that soundbite.
So
That's
good.
great. They are searching for the new head coach. You see their offensive coordinator, Joe Brady. He was the first of the interviews that was done yesterday. I saw Schefter reporting that he's interviewing for the Ravens job today. You mentioned Anthony Lynn. He's got an interview apparently this weekend. Brian Dable, they've also asked for him, maybe a favorite name, but
Yeah.
we'll be following that to see who they land on. The press conference.
Yeah. Big time.
I mean, it was damage control for Bills PR from then. It was the
Yeah.
thank you post to McDermott came out Tuesday afternoon
Oh, did it?
with the big
Yeah.
meme of him, like, thank you, coach.
yeah.
And man,
There's a reason why Pegula doesn't talk to the press.
he was asked about that because it'd been since 2019 since direct media availability, talking about X's and O's, talking about the franchise, not about
Yeah.
the stadium build and stuff like that. And
Right.
he said, we're going through a lot, and he is with his wife Kim and her health. And he mentioned about not being able to go see Jessie Pegula all her tennis matches, and she's like third in the world.
Right.
Some still are saying but still not once in those years. And
Yeah.
but he said he needed to talk because it was obviously a big change. And man,
You think like once a year you would talk to the press, just like the beginning of every
Yeah.
season, maybe you just like say, hey, the team's looking good. Like, this is what I think.
do you think he really made the decision Saturday night?
Gosh, I don't know.
Like from the owner's box to the locker room and through the door. And then that's when you're like,
Yeah.
okay, you look
Something's
around
gotta
that it's
change.
that bad that I got to do it.
I don't know. What's the first thing you say to Josh Allen if you are running the corporation and you see Josh Allen sitting there sobbing? What's the first thing you say?
He said that. He said, I told him, that's a catch. and he said Allen didn't look up, didn't
No,
respond to
didn't
him because he was
respond
sitting
to
there
him.
crying. Like,
Because that's not the right thing to say to somebody. I would say, I'm sorry.
because it's almost like
Right?
that's a catch. That's an excuse. The first
Yeah,
thing, you know?
right. That's
Josh
not-
Allen knows he just had one of the worst games of his.
Yeah.
In his playoff
right.
career. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. Like, you played tough. Not, that was a catch. Those refs. You know, like, come on,
Yeah.
man. Really?
He said it's not Super Bowl or bust for the next guy, but obviously it's got to be okay. AFC title game for sure. Like
yeah.
McDermott did that. Yeah,
I mean, it feels like you're starting kind of from square one, doesn't it?
I know. And if they take a step back, we'll see. But that was a lot to process. Got a little bit more here on the pod in just a bit. Back here on the Second Cup of Sunrise pod, we'll do our Survivor time here. The QR code you can scan to enter our contest for the random draw to win some gear before Survivor 50 on February 25th. Today's question, what is the name of the Survivor theme song?
Oh. Oh.
It's got to be tribe something,
Yeah.
tribals.
You can hear it, you know,
I know.
with all the people
Let's
running and stuff.
The name, 34 Days Out.
Yeah.
Ha! Ancient Voices.
Ancient Voices.
There you go.
Okay.
Classic.
There
Classic.
you go.
You
I
just
like it.
know whenever it hits.
Ancient Voices. Oh,
Yes, you got that. This, as you have been telling us,
Yeah.
is typically the coldest days,
Yes.
weeks of the whole year for Rochester and the Finger Lakes. So how about some ice fishing? For most of us, we're cranking up the heat. Other guys, they're getting out. People like Alex Dunk, an avid fisherman who does prefer fishing during the warmer months, but says he enjoys the uniqueness of getting out there, drilling through the ice, and the bonding it can bring with friends.
Sure.
He showed us how to use the Spud Bar for testing the thickness of the ice and shared some of his other best practices.
It looks safe to me. I don't see any water coming up. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be safe further out. So as you walk out, you just want to keep jabbing at it. I'll wait until we got a couple of weeks of, weather in the teens and it doesn't get above freezing before I even consider it. There's also something called a float suit. That's essentially just a winter jacket and bibs. It's got a material in it that'll help
Is this on the bay?
you float if you
Yeah.
were to go in. Have like some spikes that you can run through your jacket like with a rope. And then so if you were to go in, you got them right there. You can kind of dig into the ice and pull yourself out.
How about that? I pass it every day, 104, and I the Bay Bridge, and I look out and huge gaps where it's just water that I've seen recently, but
Yeah.
in recent days, like kind of expanding out.
They're
And they'll
closing.
be, yeah,
Gaps are closing up kind of.
hoping for the weather this weekend. But last season, I remember there were just tents everywhere, and I could see them. But I haven't seen that many this year.
We did
But
that
people get out.
for sure. Last year did get cold enough. It was around this time of year, and then in February we got plenty cold. 2 inches, they say, stay off. 4 inches is good for walking and ice fishing. 5 to 7, snowmobile, ATV out there. 8 to 12, small car or SUV. Over a foot, you can get a truck out there.
I always love when they put up that graphic because it's like, don't do it, but you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
We had the problem last year up on the northeast end of the bay.
Yeah.
So right there, I forget the restaurant, Castaways, everything, but snowmobile people out there, and they were like, police were trying to find them. They're like, stop, we don't need anyone falling through.
Yeah.
Because you could just see the figure eights that they were driving.
Snowmobiling and then motocross, I guess
Mm-hmm.
you would say. And, the issues we really don't see on the front end, it's usually the back end. It's, you know what I mean?
Starting to
Like,
warm up.
Yeah, when it starts to warm up. Like when the ice is forming, I think people are pretty conscious about
Mm-hmm.
like, let's be careful. Let's wait until we can go on. But then we go on and we're loving it and we're enjoying ourselves and then things warm up. And then I think that's usually when we have the issues of people losing their vehicles or, falling in themselves.
We had the oldest did not want to go to school today. I know it's tough getting back from a week off and going to Disney, and now we're on Thursday. But I did tell her, I was like, Monday, maybe a snow day. That changed the mood. We'll be talking about that on your TV at noon. More here, as I will be here on the pod with you tomorrow morning.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.